For months, South Africans have stood by and watched as a fraud standoff brewed between the presidency and the institutions of power. Rumors swirled, speculation mounted, and clandestine meetings whispered of something enormous bubbling beneath the surface. The atmosphere was electric with anticipation, the hum of scandal growing louder with each passing week. And now, the pressure has burst into the open, shaking the political establishment to its very core. In the middle of a heated parliamentary session, what began as a routine sitting turned into a political earthquake. Entrepreneur and activist Bizarre stepped forward, calm and defiant, and dropped what some are already calling the most scathing revelation yet about President Cyril Ramaphosa. Gasps rippled through the chamber. Cries for order filled the air. The House descended into uproar as every eye turned toward the woman holding a folder of carefully prepared documents. South Africans watching from home asked the same chilling question. Is the Ramaphosa presidency over? Bizarre has long been a polarizing figure, often accused of being opportunistic, ambitious, or cavalier in her pursuit of justice. But nothing in her past compared to what she unleashed on this day. With quiet determination, she laid out what she claimed was indisputable proof of Ramaphosa's direct involvement in a coordinated cover-up of unlawful financial flows, abuse of power, and obstruction of justice. She did not raise her voice or play to the gallery. Instead, her calm, measured delivery made each revelation land like a hammer blow. The evidence she carried, sealed memos, strings of emails, sworn affidavits, and even audio recordings, appeared to link the president himself to top-tier financial manipulation and political intimidation. Among the most damning details was evidence suggesting Ramaphosa not only knew of illicit campaign finance activity but actively helped to conceal it from public scrutiny. If true, these were not just embarrassing allegations. They were allegations capable of collapsing a presidency and opening the door to criminal prosecution. As Bizarre read point after point, the chamber became ungovernable. ANC members shouted over each other in rage, branding the accusations a baseless smear. Opposition MPs rose in unison, demanding an immediate independent inquiry, and some went further, calling for Ramaphosa's resignation on the spot. The speaker struggled to maintain order as verbal clashes erupted. Security was nearly summoned. It was in that moment that everyone watching realized this was no ordinary parliamentary spat. This was the beginning of a historic showdown that could redefine South Africa's political future. Though not all documents were released, highlights of Bizarre's evidence quickly spilled into the public domain. Among them were internal ANC correspondences pointing to coordination between Ramaphosa's campaign team and wealthy foreign financiers, a clear violation of campaign finance laws. Banking transactions traced to shell companies suggested money laundering operations funneling dirty cash into political accounts. Legal letters showed Ramaphosa had been repeatedly warned of the risks of exposure, yet he stayed silent. Most damning of all, a leaked audio recording allegedly captured Ramaphosa and a senior advisor plotting how to discredit whistleblowers and derail ongoing investigations. If even one of these allegations holds up in court, the consequences could be catastrophic. The president could face criminal charges ranging from corruption and obstruction of justice to campaign finance violations. Calls for impeachment are already echoing through Parliament, gaining momentum by the hour. Yet while the chamber demanded explanations, Ramaphosa himself chose silence. He walked out without addressing the claims, leaving his defense to a handful of spokespersons who dismissed the accusations as politically motivated fabrications. But silence is proving costly. Ordinary South Africans are demanding answers. Even some of Ramaphosa's closest allies are beginning to retreat, unsure whether to stand with him or protect themselves from the fallout. The ANC, already weakened by years of corruption scandals, internal factional battles, and collapsing public trust, now faces an existential crisis. If the allegations hold water, it won't just be the president who suffers, it could shatter the party's credibility entirely, forcing South Africans to reconsider their political future. For decades, the ANC has presented itself as the party of liberation, the movement of Mandela, the custodian of South Africa's democratic dream. But that proud legacy has been steadily eroded by accusations of graft, mismanagement, and betrayal. The revelations in Parliament threaten to obliterate whatever moral authority the party still holds. This is not just another scandal. This is a seismic moment in which rumors have turned into revelations, and suspicions into evidence. The potential fall of a sitting president now looms, along with the unraveling of a political machinery that has long operated without consequence. South Africa is teetering on the edge of a political precipice. The disclosures have already triggered an earthquake, but the aftershocks are still to come. In the weeks ahead, the world will watch to see whether Ramaphosa directly addresses the charges, whether Parliament fulfills its constitutional duty, or whether entrenched power brokers once again bury the truth beneath layers of propaganda and red tape. The stakes could not be higher. The truth is out now. It cannot be hidden, spun, or wished away. What comes next rests in the hands of the people, the courts, and the institutions of South Africa. Will this be the moment when accountability finally takes root? Or will it become just another chapter in the long, weary tale of corruption and betrayal? One thing is certain. The whispers are over. The truth has been spoken aloud, and South Africa must now decide what to do with it.